When my soul touches yours, a great chord sings. How shall I tune it then to other things? Oh, that some spot in darkness could be found that does not vibrate whenever your depths sound. But everything that touches you and me welds us as played strings sound one melody. Where is the instrument whence the sounds flow? And who's the master hand that holds the bow?
Joshua Thomas McMenemy. Well, here we are, the day we've been waiting for, the day where all our family and friends are gathered, the day where Sky and Ziggy wonder what is going on and why we're here. Who would have thought that the person I started dating in middle school would be the person I would spend forever with? I promise to love you, even when you use a new cup every time you get a drink of water. I promise to love you even when you lose your keys, wallet, and water bottle every day. I promise to love you even when you scroll through Netflix previews for an hour but never actually pick anything to watch. I promise to love you even when you beat me at Magic, TFT, and other games. And most importantly, I promise to love you even if Duke beats UNC in basketball. I promise to take care of you no matter what life throws at us. We've been through the worst, and we've been through the best together. I promise to help you through all the difficulties that you may face. And what I love the most about you is the twinkle you get in your eyes when you've come up with an idea, and especially when you get that little scrunch in your forehead when you're thinking. I have always admired your love for learning, from Python, CRISPR, Bitcoin, Ethereum, NFTs, to C. elegans. Your wealth of knowledge has never ceased to amaze me. And each day you are always teaching me new things and reteaching me that I don't understand all of it. These past 16 years have showed me your unconditional love for me. You've taken care of me, hugged me, helped me, and seen me at my worst. You've always challenged me to do more than I thought I could, and I can't wait to face the many adventures of life together with my best friend. I love you, Josh.
Felicia, way on C. I'll spend the rest of my existence wondering how I was lucky enough to date you so early in my life. It's surreal that us carefully writing each other notes on notebook paper in middle school would lead to us writing vows for each other on our wedding day. I love so many things about you. I'm comforted by how your patience shows whenever you are teaching children, because I know I often have the maturity of a child. I'm inspired by how your bravery shows every time you've needed treatment in the hospital, because I know the life's difficult moments will require toughness. I'm joyful every time you break out dancing, because I know my analytical mind needs reminders to let loose, and that my own dancing skills need support. I'm excited I get to tease you the rest of our lives, because every time you purse your lips and give me a playful glare, I fall in love again. Well, at least I think the glares are playful. And every time you say a witty comeback, I'm enamored that someone so beautiful and smart decided to stick with me. I vow to put you at the center of the life we built together with Sky and Ziggy. I vow to forever be at your side during both the difficult and the fun moments in our life. I know we will both continue to make mistakes in our relationship, me much more than you, and and I vow to always work through those mistakes with love. I treasure so many of the memories we made together, and I can't believe we are still just starting our adventure. I love you.
To you, Felicia C. Take Josh to be your wedded partner today and forever. To you, Joshua McManamy, take Felicia to be your wedded partner today and forever.
I do.
Place the rings on one of their fingers. May you forever be of one heart and one mind. I pronounce you husband and wife. Now kiss if you're into that sort of thing. Come on!
So Josh and Felicia have been together since the awkward years of puberty. But even then, they're easy to be around. I might be the little sister of Josh, but I am his favorite little sister. So I wanted to hang out with them every chance I could. And this never changed over the years. These two are some of my absolute favorite people, and I adore them so much. I love them individually, and I love them as a couple. I like to joke that I got married before my big brother, which is true. I got married to my own best friend 2 months ago, and I won't let Josh forget that. But I want you two to know that you're a big inspiration in how I view love and what I wanted for myself. You showed me that being with a kind person will round out my own hard edges, and having someone to laugh with every day makes the burdens of life easier. And that's Josh and Felicia. You two just make sense together, and I know you married your best friend this morning.
So Felicia and Janice are only 3 years apart. And like most siblings, they've had their disagreements growing up, like fighting over the remote control or arguing over who's right. The answer to that last one is Janice. The oldest sibling is always correct. However, one major thing they both agree on is that Felicia and Josh are meant to be together. To be honest, Janice doesn't even remember a time when they weren't dating. When Felicia told Janice last year that Josh had proposed, she had to really resist the urge to say, "Finally," instead of just congratulating her sister. They just balance each other out so well. Josh can help Felicia calm down and think things through logically, while Felicia supports him emotionally and mentally, being the voice of reason. Felicia and Josh have already weathered enough challenges together even before today that they already felt like a married couple. How many people do you know that started dating in middle school and actually stayed together to eventually get married 15 years later? They've been together longer than some people have even been married. Josh and Felicia have always been mutually supportive of each other. From Felicia's lupus diagnosis and following flare-ups, to Josh's decision to enroll in coding camp and move across the country. Felicia was even okay with him going to that school in Durham. How much more supportive of a partner could you ask for? Now that they're officially married, even though it already felt like they were, Janice only wishes the best for Felicia and Josh moving forward. She knows that they have an incredibly bright future ahead of them and will be successful in all that they hope to accomplish. Even though Janice couldn't be here in person for Felicia's special day, she knows they'll be able to celebrate together at another time. Thank you, and please give Janice a round of applause.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Douglas, if you don't know me. I'm Josh's cousin. I've known him since I was old enough to bite his nose when I was 1 year old. And I've known Felicia since middle school. I've known them together as a couple since middle school, as well as you've already heard. And I may or may not have actually been part of their first phone call date. So I've been waiting for this moment a long time. So we'll start with Josh. I think Thomas kind of summarized everything. I don't need to add much. No, I've always looked up to Josh as an older brother. Growing up, half my clothes were his hand-me-downs, and now that we're adults, half my furniture is his furniture. And I'm always impressed by him. I'm even mildly jealous, I'd say, of the things that I hear he's up to, and the things he does, whether that's slaying the Lich King in World of Warcraft when we're growing up, and he's only going to get to hear this once, so soak it up, but going to Duke while all of his friends went to UNC. I really just appreciate the way he thinks about things, and his dedication and willpower is unmatched. So a short story about him and his dedication is one time when he was concerned for Felicia's health, he went through the fridge and the freezer, threw out 80% of all the food, didn't just put it in the trash, took it all the way out to the dumpster, so there's no turning back. That's how dedicated he is. But then he also realized maybe that was a little overboard, and so went back to the trash and salvaged what he could. And Felicia, you're the most selfless, strong person I know. I see it with your kids at school. I see it through all your hospital challenges. I've seen it in band camp, in our band trips, and I've seen it on cruises in Cabo that we went on together. You're one of the few people that I truly believe if there was just a lot of Felicias roaming around the world would be a better place. And I really mean that. That's not just wedding talk. But the coolest thing here is not Josh or Felicia, but that the sum is actually greater than the parts. And the point I want to get across is that life is short, and it's filled with many unimportant things, but somehow you two have managed to be sitting next to two really important things. So don't forget about us little people as you go out and take over the world in your next chapter of life. To Josh, Felicia.
We're all born with the good in us. We're all in need of love. Dreams get torn, but we stand up, making a change that is calling us. Beautiful world, beautiful people, boys and girls, we're all made equal. So clap your hands, get up and dance. Beautiful world, the beautiful people. Y'all got our cross to bear. Heaven knows we've all been there. Our mistakes may not disappear, but we all gotta mend what's here. Beautiful world, beautiful people, boys and girls, we're all made equal. So clap your hands, get up and dance. Beautiful world, beautiful people. Beautiful world, beautiful people, boys and girls, we're all made equal. So clap your hands, get up and dance. Beautiful world, the beautiful people.
So, as I think back to the major memorable events in my life, the list is short. I think of my baptism in college, my marriage to Stacy, which is now 30 years, the birth of Josh, the birth of Mandy, the wedding of Mandy and Simon, and now, of course, today, the wedding of Josh and Felicia. So relationship events with God and relationship events with people are what are memorable to me. One of the things parents think about a lot is who their sons and daughters may end up marrying and spending the rest of their life with. We want to know them, and we want to know them in a way that gives confidence they will not be slugs or dirtbags. But more than that, we want to know that they will treat our kids with love and respect. And not only when life is good, but when things are going a little rough. These are the things we want to know. Do we, as Josh's parents, know Felicia? Really, the question here is who doesn't know Felicia? We have known Felicia since the 7th grade. She has grown up with all my kids, Josh, Mandy, Douglas, Michael, and Amy, and Felicia. So I really have 6 kids. No wonder I have gray hair. Really, no wonder I have any hair. And Felicia, as we have gotten to know you, we know you are a loving, super caring, sweet person who brings joy to all of us in this room. which of course includes Josh. Over the years, I've talked to Felicia about school, about church, about God, about jobs, about dreams, and of course, many times about Josh. Stacy and I have watched Felicia grow up from a middle school girl to this amazing woman she has turned into now. We love her like a parent as they would love their own. And undoubtedly, Felicia's parents are a huge reason why Felicia is this wonderful person. And I thank them for a job well done with Felicia. But it's not only that Felicia loves and cares for people, it's that you love and care for Josh. And you know how to handle Josh. Now you might ask, what do I mean handle? Well, Josh has a number of attributes associated with him, one of which that he is a thinker. And this many times comes at the expense of everything else going on. Let me illustrate with a couple of examples. Many times I witnessed Josh pull up into our driveway, open the door, put his feet on the ground, and begin this thinking process. When he was done, he would then think to himself, I'm done thinking, life can now proceed, and would get out of the car and walk into the house, leaving the car running with the keys in the car. I know of at least one occasion where this thinking process occurred in the high school parking lot. And apparently Josh was called out of class to go back to his car that of course was running with the car door open and the keys in it. And I also suspect this thinking process was part of the reason why our front fence was run over. I can go on about this thinking process. And there's really only one other person that knows how to handle Josh, and that is that person right over there, my wife, Stacy. But there is more to Josh than just this crazy thinking life. He's also a very caring person as well. He's everybody's best friend. He sees people for who they are, not really necessarily as the world would see them. They are all equal in Josh's eyes. I love this about Josh, and really, I just love Josh, and very blessed to have him as my son. So for Josh and Felicia, it's a little different situation than maybe what it usually is for dads. With Josh being my only son, I asked myself, is Felicia a good fit for Josh? Does Felicia love and respect Josh? Do they help each other become better people because of each other? The answer is an emphatic yes, and we have seen this over the many years. Since 7th grade, that's like, 50 years? And an interesting twist though, because Felicia has grown so close to our family, I have to ask myself, is Josh good enough for Felicia? Will he treat her like I would want Simon to treat Mandy, my own daughter? Will Josh love and respect Felicia? Her welfare takes on the same weight as our own kids, and I love that. And I do feel Josh has and will give all his support and effort to love and support Felly. He already has. So here we are. Both my kids are married, and now I'd like to officially go ahead and start the grandkid discussion. But really, we are really gathered here for a couple of reasons as I see it. First, to witness the pledge that Josh and Felicia have made to each other in front of God and in front of all of us. We are also gathered here to publicly declare our pledge to help Josh and Felicia be successful in their married relationships, to love and support them in their times of joy and in their times of need, and to rejoice and give thanks to God that our family is growing in wonderful and amazing ways. To Josh and Felicia, may God bless you both for many amazing years in marriage. Amen and here. Thank you.